I used to be terrified of the stock market. I feared something that I did not understand. And even when I finally thought about starting, I'd tell myself it was fine to wait. I'd start when I had more money, or when I understood the market better, or when the timing was right. But here's the truth. While I was waiting, the market was moving without me, and I missed out on years of growth. If you stick around to the end, I'll show you exactly what waiting cost me, and more importantly, how you can avoid making the exact same mistake. Now, quick note here, folks, I am not a financial advisor. I'm sharing my personal journey and what's worked for me. Everyone's situation is going to be completely different, so please do your own research or talk to a licensed professional before you start investing. Here's why this matters. I built my own late start strategy, and it grew my portfolio from $200,000 to $380,000 in just over 2 years. Yes, I did make regular contributions, but the growth came from compounding. That's the same compounding that too many people miss out on when they wait like I did. Now, a quick note here, folks, over 80% of the people who are watching my videos are not subscribed. Now, when you subscribe or even like a video, it tells YouTube that this content really matters, and it starts showing it to more people, including those who are sitting on the sidelines. You never know, you might help someone who you know finally get started investing. When I finally decided to start investing, I started with TD Direct Investing. And in very short order, those $10 trading fees really started to add up. That forced me to find a better option. The key here, I didn't keep searching endlessly for the perfect broker. I chose one, I started investing, and I adapted as I learned. Because after realizing how much time I'd already lost, I knew waiting any longer would cost me even more. This is the first place a lot of new investors stop. You can open an account in under 10 minutes and start investing today, but when you're brand new, even that can feel a little bit intimidating. So recently at work, I was talking with some of my colleagues about why I started investing so late in life. You know, we talk about how I started investing later in life, how I wished I'd done it earlier, and how much simpler it really was compared to what I actually imagined investing would be like. One day, one of the gals in my group, she asked if I could help her open up her first investment account. She just wanted someone to walk her through the process a little bit to get her over that hump. Now, we had her set up, and before you knew it, she was investing and made her first investment before the end of that coffee session. But here's the thing. Simply picking a broker is difficult for some. When you're starting out, this part can feel very overwhelming because there's so many choices out there. All the big banks have them. They have their own platforms. Questrade has one, Wealthsimple, and even the ones that you see in those advertisements all over YouTube like Mubu Canada. And that's where a lot of people stop before they even get started. For me, I kept it very simple, and yep, I chose Wealthsimple. I wanted something very beginner friendly that was super easy to use right from my phone and with no trading fees. And looking back, that choice helped me skip that very overwhelming feeling, and I actually got started investing. Let's break down some of this with some real numbers. In 2023, the median annual income in Canada was about $47,650. And for those of you between 45 and 54, it was closer to $67,800. Now, if you use a traditional number like 20% and you invest 20% of your salary, that's roughly $1,083 a month. You're doing great, but even $500 a month can create a huge difference over time. If you had invested that $500 a month in a broad market ETF for the last 10 years, you'd be sitting on close to $95,000 today. Delay that start by just 3 years, and you're already be tens of thousands of dollars behind, and that gap only gets bigger. Why gamble on one or two companies when you can own the top 500 US companies and let the winners rise to the top? Apple and Google weren't always giants, and some of today's smaller companies will be tomorrow's leaders. Let's take VFV, Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF listed in Canada. It has an MER of just 0.09%. That's about $9 a year on a $10,000 investment. For the last 10 years, VFV has returned 14.71%, with its lowest year in 2022 at negative 12.59%. Highest returns on 2013 at 40.90%. VFV is just one option. There are other Canadian listed S&P 500 ETFs, including ZSP from BMO, XSP from iShares. It's a Canadian hedged one, and XUS. And for my US followers, there's SPY or IVV. Broad-based diversified ETFs take away the guesswork here. They give you exposure to hundreds, even thousands of companies, so you don't have to figure out which one will be the next big thing. And if you want to keep things even simpler, there are the all-in-one ETFs like XEQT, which I actually hold in some of my portfolio. They bundle global diversification into a single ETF so that you don't have to buy several different funds to get broad exposure. If I had to start all over again, this is exactly where I would begin, then build from there as I learn more and I refine my strategy. The best part here, these options allow you to start now. Keep things very simple and give you time to grow your knowledge if you ever want to try picking individual stocks later. If you're still waiting to start, ask yourself, how much more time and how much more potential growth are you willing to lose? The hardest part is taking that first step. I know starting can feel intimidating. I was in the same spot, scared I'd make the wrong move, worried I'd never catch up. But here's what I've learned. The longer that you wait, the harder it is to close that gap. I should know. If you take anything away from this video, let it be this. You don't have to know everything to start. You just have to start. Pick a simple, broad-based ETF, automate your contributions, and let time and compounding do their job. All right, I think this is a great place to introduce Blossom Social. It's a great place to bring all the pieces of the puzzle together. For me, it was like going to school, taking all the information that I had learned and being able to bring it all together where I could ask questions, learn, and figure out what was going to be the best approach for me when it comes to investing. And I use it every single day. I even became a shareholder within this company because I believe in it, even though it is a startup. So if you choose to get started with Blossom Social, check out the video description below for this link and other links to some of the platforms that I use, because if you use them, you're helping support the channel. And I'm very interested to hear where you stand right now. Are you someone sitting on the sidelines who's not too sure about when to get started? Or are you someone that's just starting or dipping your toes in the water? Or are you a bit seasoned? Leave me a comment below. I really love hearing from you guys because it really gets me engaged with you. And of course, if you go over to Blossom Social, give me a follow over there. And you can catch up with all the other people who have a lot of value to offer to the community as well. Now, if you want to see exactly how I structure my portfolio today, the same strategy that took me from 200K to 380K in just over 2 years, you're going to check out this video right here.